Okay, one of the questions that I get asked a lot, and especially since I've got back from the National Equine Show 2026, is whether was it worth it? So I want to talk a little bit about the realities of exhibiting, what I saw, and whether, in my view, I think it's actually worth it for you as a business.
You're listening to the Equine Business Podcast. Practical business support for equine business owners. With Jenny Bush, the Equine Business Mentor.
Owner. As you know, we got back. I've been back now about a week and a half. I must admit, last week was just an absolute blur for me. Totally exhausted. And I think you need to be prepared for this. With shows like this, it takes a lot of energy. Plus, for me, it was about a 3-hour drive. So it took me about 3 hours to get to Birmingham in the first place. And then I had to set everything up, head to the hotel. I never sleep well in hotels. And then Saturday, Sunday, then pack everything away and drive back all on my own. So it was full on. So I want to talk about three main things for you. So we're going to talk today about what the show was actually like this year, whether exhibiting is worth it, and what I'm seeing in equine businesses right now, because the reality of shows is very, very different to how it looks on Instagram. And I know for a lot of you, there's a big buzz and you can see it and you feel like you've got FOMO and you're missing out on everything. So we'll talk a little bit about that too. So what was the show like this year? Well, I've been every single year since the show started, and it's so like such credit to Liz and the team at Reco Media for what they've done to the show and how every single year it seems to be improving and getting better and better. They're also amazing at listening to feedback and taking things on board. But this year there was a lot of hype on the Saturday, mainly because you've got a lot of influences. There was a lot of that energy, kids, hype. There was big names that were there that were drawing huge crowds. Like a lot of people came just to see those influencers. Even as I got to the reception desk at the hotel, there was a mother and daughter checking in. And of course, they spotted my logo on my thing. And they're like, oh, you're the Equine Show. We've come to see Harlow. And I had the same when I was going to the spa and the mums and everything. So I think it was brilliant in order to bring in the crowds. And I'll try and get Liz on at some point so she can sort of share her insight with you. But there was over 17,000 people that went this year. 17,000. There was an incredible buzz. Sunday felt a lot calmer. The energy was very different. On the Sunday, it did feel a lot calmer, more grown up, but the caliber of stands has gone up. Like it has gone up considerably. The people that were stepping up doing the presentations, they all looked amazing. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see anybody on stage this year because I was on my stand talking all the time. I think it's starting to reach that level of maturity as a show, which has been amazing. And the bar has been raised. The bar definitely has been raised. So if you're thinking about exhibiting at a show like this, it's not something you can do half-hearted. You do need to make sure that you are prepared and that you have got everything in place so that you show up and you have a stand that actually does everything that you need it to do. So was it worth exhibiting? Now, this, of course, is where we get a bit real, right? And we're going to talk about money and we're going to break it down. Now, the financial reality of shows like this is we are talking thousands of pounds. Thousands of pounds. You've got the cost of your stand, you've got your equipment, you've got whatever you use to dress the stand, you've got your hotel stays, unless you're local, which most people aren't. The great thing about the show is people were flying in. I spoke to at least 3 people who'd flown in just for this show to come and see it this year. And the reality is that most small businesses will not break even at a show. Most small businesses will not break even at the show. So if you can't afford to invest and potentially lose that money, it is a risk. But what you do get from it is you get a lot of credibility. You get stuff that comes further down the line. Like I know I had so many amazing conversations with business owners from all across the UK. Mainly, there were a few that came over from Ireland as well that came to talk to me. And I had those incredible conversations. And I know that those conversations will sit in people's minds. I know that I will stay top of mind for a lot of them. And again, I was giving away this year the Equine Business Reset, which is my new little book. And these will be available very, very soon. I just haven't got around to putting it on, but it's happening. It's happening. So you'll be able to get this either as the book where you pay postage and I send it to you for free and you just pay the cost of the postage and packaging, or you can get for free the PDF download, and I'm going to be doing an audio version, so you'll be able to get that as well. It's coming. I just got to sit down and find time to do it. Just been chaos because I was the idiot that decided that I would run a half marathon the weekend after the National Equine Show. Absolute idiot. Anyway, I'm here. I managed. I survived. Because if you don't know, I'm training for the London Marathon. I'm going to be running the London Marathon. I'm not a runner, but that's another topic entirely. So most small businesses won't break even. If you can't afford to potentially lose some of the money, it's going to be a risk. Big brands with stock and volume can make money. They can make money, and they did. I know a lot of brands were saying that they sold out this year, or they didn't have enough sizes, or they had to keep running back to stock up. But I also know that there were some that didn't. There was somebody that was doing dog things, and she said for her, I think she does a lot of smaller shows, which go on for more days, and then it works out cheaper per hour for the stand in the show long run. They're not a quick win. They're not a quick win. So you've got to be ready for a long-term position in play for a show like this. But it is really good for you if you're trying to build brand authority. It's good for visibility. It's good if you want to meet people face to face. It's good if you have follow-up systems. And hand on heart, this is where I really let myself down this year. And I kicked myself. I absolutely kicked myself because I did not stop talking all day long, especially Saturday. And I did not write people's contact details down. Right. And so if I spoke to you, I'm really, really sorry. I've got a whole load of cards that I did manage to get, but I know there was a lot of you that I didn't manage to get your details to follow up with you. So I wanted to tell you to head to my website. And if you go on the Let's Chat About Your Business, that will go through some things, and then you'll get onto my radar again, and I'll be able to touch base, and we'll be able to carry on the conversations that we had. So I'm really gutted that I didn't collect stuff like that well this year. But we learn. As every single time we do a show like this, it gets better and better and better. And most of you will see that my stand was quite an upgrade from last year. And I know that each time I do it, it will do so. And next time, I'll make sure I've got a better follow-up system. So it's not good if you need an instant cash flow unless you've got a really ridiculous price on your stand. Unless you were able to bag some mega deal, it's not probably going to increase your cash flow. It's not a market. It's not going to give you that. It's not great if you don't have a lot of margin. And it's not great if you're hoping that the sales at the event is going to save your business. Not worth it for that. But the real question isn't, did I make my money back? The real question is actually, did I build momentum that I can capitalize? Did I build momentum that I can actually capitalize on? And I feel that, yes, I did. We've got loads of new faces in the Equestrian Business Support Network. And I know that as the year goes on and I support everybody in the way that I do with the podcast and with the group, I know that that will lead into a couple of decent, good quality clients that will probably work with me one-to-one, and therefore it will be worth it. If we talk about some of the conversations that I had, there were repeated themes that came up along the way. There was the marketing resistance. There was I hate doing social media. I don't want to do it. There was the underpricing. There was the not structuring. There was the pressure of profit. There was hiding behind branding. And I spotted this in a lot of people, is that they're trying to hide behind a brand that they're not. And that causes quite a big issue in their business and how they're showing up. And there was a lot of money fear, actually, in the equine business that I spoke to. And honestly, the ambition was everywhere, but there wasn't always support. And the difference between a business that thrives and one that stalls is whether or not they're willing to actually back themselves properly and to do the things that are uncomfortable. Marketing your business is always going to be uncomfortable if you don't like marketing. It's about going, I need to do it anyway. It's about telling yourself, I know I don't like this, but I know every time I do it, I get better and better, and I will get there eventually. I don't have to like it. I have to do it because without the marketing, my business is not going to grow. And there were a few sort of resistant conversations that came up where people were like, well, I've tried this and tried that and tried this and tried that. And a lot of the internal stories that need to be worked through. So the bigger industry takeaway, the industry is leveling up visually. But structurally, a lot of businesses, especially small businesses, solo business owners, are still quite fragile. And a lot of that is because the economy is tight and it's fragile. And business is, especially solo businesses, going to feel it first. It's not doom, it's just kind of the fact. And this is what I'm working on to make sure that we don't have that. So that's what the Equine Business Reset is about. That's why I gave it away for free, because it goes through some really important things that will help you to not feel so fragile in these moments like we've got right now. So that's exactly why this book exists. I was trying to find the chapters. So I talk about like why most equine businesses wobble, the first belief to help them to reset, why working hard is not a strategy, why we need to step into CEO and stop pretending, we need to walk the course, and so much more. So this is kind of like my little gift to you. If you didn't get to the show and didn't get one, please, if you want one, well, if I haven't put it up yet, which I haven't, but it's coming soon. But if you're like, Jenny, I really need one, send me a message and we'll sort out the postage, or I'll send you the PDF. So for me, exhibiting isn't just about hoping for sales and clients on the day. I don't get them. I know I don't get them. I'm not here to sell products. I'm here to make sure that I get clients and self services. So it was about building those conversations that continue, because again, we know connection always comes before collection on the scales of training, and it's the same in your business. You need to have those moments of connection so that you can then bring that into and turn that into the money into your business. It's all about continuing those conversations beyond the show, which is what I'm planning to do. And if you met me at the show and felt inspired but slightly overwhelmed, because it was overwhelming for so many, and you didn't get around to talking to me, or you just noticed that I was busy every time you walked past, I'm sorry. We can still have a chat. So head to my website, equinebusinessmentor.com, and you can fill in your details and we can have a little chat and get things going for you. Because I know that inspiration without the structure is going to fail fast, and I don't want that for you. So I hope you found this episode useful. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the National Equine Show, and we'll do some more. So if I met you, it was amazing to meet you, and I am taking every single one of those conversations away with me, and I will be there, all being well, next year, 2027. So my stand is booked, and I can't wait to see you there.